Welcome to my YouTube video. Today I am going to share some of the cookings I've done with my mom or by myself. Here's takoyaki. If you watched the video from when I visited LA, you've seen this when I went to the Japanese supermarket after I visited downtown LA. Takoyaki is a bowl-shaped Japanese snack made of a wheat flour-based batter and cooked in a special molded pan. It is typically filled with the minced or diced octopus, tempura scraps, pickled ginger, and green onions. We have a paddy field, so we grow our own rice. This machine shapes the shell of rice, and this is what determines if the rice is white rice or brown rice. Whiter the rice is, actually it's less nutritious. All the nutritious things are on the outer shell. Using rice, today we are making inarizushi. It's a kind of sushi that doesn't have any fish in it. First we add the sushi vinegar. Adding some pickled ginger. It's homemade and it's pink because it is naturally colored using beef steak plant called shiso. Adding some sesame seeds and started mixing it together. This dish is meant to be made by using the freshly cooked rice, but it's so hot, so I'm using a fan to cool the rice off. Now we're gonna start putting the rice into aburage. Aburage is twice fried soybean. It is produced by cutting tofu into thin slices and deep frying them. I actually didn't know that that's how it's made. We're using the pre-cooked, pre-prepared aburage. It's cut in half, so it's like a pocket shaped. It's cooked with mirin and some other ingredients, so it's kind of sweet, but it's not as sweet as like dessert. I've made this dish before, but it was only one time, and I never made it the way my mom wanted to make, so she's showing me how to put it together. You're putting the rice in one by hand. A lot of Japanese dishes takes a lot of time and a lot of little steps, which is why it's so delicious, but it takes a lot of time to make them. In the background, my mom is making onigiri, which is the rice ball. Onigiri is one of the traditional dishes in Japan. We've been eating onigiri since 11th century as far as the history records. We eat onigiri like a sandwich for Americans or the Western world. We put different things inside and we take it whenever we go away. When we have like field trip, we always have something to eat, and that's typically onigiri. Typical topping or what's inside onigiri is umeboshi, which is the pickled plum, or tuna mayo. That's one of the typical one that everybody loves. If you ever visit Japan, you will know there are so many different kinds of onigiri these days if you visit the convenience stores in Japan, like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson, and so on. Oinarisana, the dish I'm making, is traditionally made in February during the festival to celebrate the rice, but these days you can eat it at any time. You can buy it from a supermarket that's already made. And now we're adding some eggs on top of it. Typically it doesn't have anything else in the oinarisana, but this one we're adding some eggs on top and adding a little bit more of the pickled ginger. Over here, I am prepping to make menchi katsu. Menchi katsu is breaded deep-fried meat patty, typically using ground beef or pork or mix of both, and adding the shredded cabbage and some onions. After done cutting both vegetables, we're mixing them together along with salt and massage salt into the vegetables. Then started mixing the minced meat with eggs and vegetables. Once it's done mixing, we shape it into patty form and put flour, egg, and breadcrumbs, panko, and we deep fry them. Here, not so much home cooking was done, but this is one of my favorite meal, temaki zushi. We had it for Father's Day. We make our own rice, so we don't really want to buy sushi that comes with rice. So we go to grocery store and we buy sashimi, which is just the fresh fish, like this one, tuna. You decide your own topping and how much you want to put on, and you just eat it at the table.